Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon reading for the month of December, December 4th specifically. This is a tarot oracle reading, and Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign isn't Leo, we all still have a little bit of Leo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Leo in? That is where this energy shows up for you. That's my little cat, Stella. No, you're not a Leo, so go away. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled the cards. I'm going to give them a quick cut here. And we will start this reading with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And this card has been coming up a lot in the recent readings. It's kind of an interesting card because this card it's the Eight of Cups, and it's talking about having lined up 8 cups, and now this person is either walking away and saying it wasn't worth it, I don't want anything more to do with this, or they're saying I'm going to get the 9th and 10th cups, because there's only 10 cups in the tarot. But what's interesting is I started doing these astrological readings, and this is a bonus reading actually, and the full moon is in Gemini, will be in Gemini on December 4th, and we had a new moon in Scorpio energy in around the 20th of November. And we have both the new moon and the full moon here. So the new moon represents the new, and the full moon represents releasing what you need to get to where you want to go. So this card can be about someone walking away from the 8 cups they've already earned and going for something totally different, or they're going upstream and they're going to find the last 2 cups here. So that's the underlying energy. This is someone that's determined. And then underneath that, what are they determined? This is the underlying energy for the bottom half of my reading, which is about your internal dynamics and boundaries. And so this is 10 of Cups. This is like total fulfillment, family, children, a beautiful spouse or a partner, earning money and having everything you need, doing what you love to do. So this is awesome energy. So this is the goal, is this. And so let's see what the internal boundaries are here, Leo. And so the very first card out is the Chariot. So we're in a hurry to get this done. So this energy is the stage of life of Leo is like, if you think of teenage boys, and this energy represents that energy. It's like they want to get moving on their life path, and they're in a hurry, and they're really not watching where they're going. But like here, the Chariot actually represents the energy of being on their path in life. And because of that, it's adopting this energy. When I'm reading a general reading like this, some of the actual horoscope signs might come up, but it's more of the state of being in general that I'm looking at than actually specific people that are of that sign, although you may recognize some people while I'm doing this reading. This card can also represent law and order, the police, because they used to have black and whites, and there's no reins on this. This is divine order, and it's going to happen. So this is saying that the underlying energy is to get all 10 cups, and we have right here, it's the internal boundaries, what you can control, that is going to control whether or not you reach your goal. And it's about staying on your path. And we have, the sneaky, this has been coming up a lot also. So of course, when someone is about to receive a lot of prosperity. There can be some sneaky energy around that. This could be other people coming in, or it could be like this person looks tired. So it's like if you let go of your focus and you don't stay focused on what you want to do or where you're going, then you're going to have a lot more difficulty reaching this goal. Having said that, I feel like if you're walking away now from something because you think that all the work you put into it isn't worth it, reconsider. And if you're going to get the other 2 cups, know when to rest. We're in a Mercury retrograde at this time, and it might be time for you to just chill out. It's Thanksgiving in the United States, so happy Thanksgiving to my wonderful friends in the United States, our beautiful neighbors here from Canada. We love you, and we wish you all the best on this day of celebration with your families. And I have this card coming up here. Feels to me like this could be sneaky energy within you or from people outside of you. We have 2 swords planted and we have 5. And the reason this card is a walking contradiction, he's looking back at the past and not looking where he's going. And he's on his tiptoes, he's sneaky. And he has these 5 swords. Now, where did these 5 swords come from? Like the village behind him, did he steal them? Or did he, were they stolen from him and he took them back? That's the kind of energy. And you notice these, the swords represent your mental capacity and your mental intelligence. And you notice that there's 2 swords here. And this is kind of like, he's got them planted where he's sneaking away from. So that feels like the 2 swords are the thoughts around, the internal thoughts that you have around getting these last 2 cups. That's really cool energy. So this can represent, I'm just going to say this again, this can represent like if there's some legalities or something, or if there's something new that you've been offered and hey, it's going to get you those 2 cups. Remember, it doesn't have to be the same way you've been doing it. That's what this new moon, full moon energy is about. Like on December 4th, it's the cold moon and it's a super moon, and it's like going to shed light on the situation for you. And we generally feel that energy about 3 days before and 3 days after with the full moon. And so this energy is saying there could be some sneaky energy around, like if you're planning to sign a contract or anything right now, make sure that that you dot your I's and cross your T's, because there is some sneaky energy around this. And it's Mercury retrograde right now, and in Mercury retrograde, quite often communication goes a little bit awry. We don't have any knights or pages in here yet delivering any information, but we do have a lot of shift happening. Ooh, there's the sneaky energy. So we have the temptation, the devil, the temptation to quit, or the temptation to do it in a different way that's maybe not on the up and up. So this is the energy. Be really careful here, because this is your destiny to get these 10 cups. But if you're going to do it in a sneaky way now, Leo, back off of that idea and, let the retrograde complete, and let the energy of the full moon come in to release what isn't working for you. Don't resort to sneaky measures to get what you want. It's definitely saying this. You're not going to get this fulfillment by being sneaky. And so this energy, when the devil comes up in my readings, I always cover it with the next card, because I want to see. The devil is never does his own dirty work. It's temptation. It's the devil's not going to say, hey, I've got some real crappy, shifty energy here, but it's going to speed you up in getting what you want. It probably won't work out for you, but it'll work out for me. What do you say? You say no. And look, it's covered by mental prison. And the thing is that this card, this mental prison, is when you're getting in your own way. And like, look at, there's 8 swords here, and here there's 7. And this card represents it represents a mental prison, and it also can represent an actual prison, like in the 3D. And this represents law and order, and this represents thievery. So if you're thinking about stealing 2 cups to add to these 8, Leo, don't go there. Don't go there. Be a little more patient. We're in the retrograde and things are slowing down a little bit. Or this energy could be about someone you know, but if you do that, like if you attempt to steal these last 2 cups, it's not going to work out well. It's just not. You're a star. You don't need to resort to those tactics. Don't allow yourself to be tempted to do something drastic because you're tired, you know. Take a rest. That's what the Mercury retrograde is about. It's about taking a rest when you need to. And you notice I'm saying a rest. Like, really? You don't want to be forced into a rest, okay? I'm getting some real shifty energy here. So the star comes in, and this is saying you are a star. You're meant to be a star. You don't need to resort to sneaky tactics to get what you want. You can, the thing is that she's got 2 vessels here, and she's dipping her foot into the universal waters, and then she's pouring it out onto the earth. And this energy is, you know, the energy, like you don't want to be a minion of the devil and adding that to the earth. You really don't want to be doing that. You're a star, and you're meant to bring happiness and fulfillment into your life. You're meant to be the best version of yourself. That's your job while you're on this planet. And that teenage boy energy is can be really volatile, because it especially I find, like young men, young teenagers, teenage boys have a tendency to be less mature than young teenage girls, slightly, in a different way. And you can get yourself into some serious trouble by getting mixed up in the wrong crowd. And there's a lot of that energy here, right? Like teenagers being used to do the dirty work for adults, and being paid like pittance, you know, for it, and it can totally ruin your life. So this is the energy I'm picking up. So let's look into this a little bit more. Yeah. So this energy is, okay, it's this or that. And it this is an impatient energy in some ways. It's a closed mind. And this energy, we have the new moon here, and you notice we have a new moon and a full moon. So in the new moon, that's when you start doing things differently. So if you've mixed into a crowd or something and you've decided, okay, I'm going to do it, the quotation marks, easy way. This is not going to be the easy way. Go back to, you know, like the full moon's coming up on the 4th. And that full moon is the energy of Gemini, and it's this energy of this or that. Are you going to anticipate your future, or do you have expectations that you should have already arrived? That's the energy. So she's blindfolded and can't really see what's really happening. There's a saying, because you have eyes, you cannot see. And if it feels like it's too good to be true in this energy, it's probably too good to be true. And this person there could be some mitigating factors I'm getting, some fear here that you've gotten yourself into a challenging place, and you need to get your hands on some money or some prosperity as quickly as possible. But there's other ways to deal with that. And so if I'm speaking to someone that's in that situation, recognize that in the new moon, whatever, like the new that you want here, at the full moon on December 4th, you're releasing that. And this energy of anticipation or expectation of your future You want to, there's not just two ways to get there. There's many, many ways to get there. And this is kind of an indication of having a closed mind and not being able to see a way out of a situation. And you see the two swords here and the two swords here. This is that energy. These thoughts are not solid thoughts, okay? You need to go inward and pray and meditate, do what you need to come to some creative solution instead of thinking, oh, there's only these two ways and otherwise I'm not going to be able to achieve what I need to achieve here. And then we got this card. So this is about when someone gets to a mastery of their skill set and they're good at what they do, and then other people want to collaborate with them. But this is also my secret societies card, because this is a stonemason working on, you know, masonry. And you're elevated on the bench, and so it's kind of like these are adults and this is a teenager, is the energy I'm getting. And they're collaborating. They want to collaborate in this way. And sometimes those are initiations in secret societies. I'm not saying all Masons are like that at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it does happen though. So this energy is, you know, you could really ruin your life. So if adopting this energy, and at first it may seem like, oh, it's going really well, but eventually it won't be going really well. So this energy is actually about your identity, seeing how you see your self-image, and this is about someone that's on their destiny. They're on their path, the path of this 10 of Cups that God provides, that the universe has slated for you to have, and this is the sneaky energy. This is about your feeling about your self-worth and that your abundance, and that you have to be possibly sneaky to get it. This card can also say you're taking things too seriously. If it's just a mental prison that you're in, this mental prison, and that'd be great if that's what this is about. This is a general reading. It can be a lot of things. So it can be saying that the mental prison that you're creating, you're getting in your own way of this happiness because you have these thoughts that you are not of value and you are a star. And these thoughts of being in a value, you need to go inward and watch yourself. How do you talk to yourself and improve on your skill set, so that people that can empower you to get these last two cups are going to collaborate with you, and it's going to work out amazing. On the other hand, it can be this sneaky energy where you're actually perceiving the only way that you're going to get what you want is by stealing it. And this is communication from early life. And so there could be some energy here where you have parents or family members that are more on this side, you know, and that this is just the way, this is an indication of how, you know, our thoughts in our subconscious mind are formed by how we're raised. So this could be someone that I'm just picking up an energy of no one having their back. There's all these thoughts in the back instead of someone having your back, and feeling trapped. And so if you're feeling that way, go inward and really you're a star. You're meant to be a star. Leos are usually the most flamboyant sign, and Leo energy is the lion. Like you know, it's facing your fears and not doing it, you know, like not giving into cowardly ways, but really being a leader. Leos are meant to lead, and they're meant to lead people to fulfillment and happiness, and that's what you're here for. So this energy is talking about, you know, this is communication. And this is communication from your early life. And then this is the energy of your home and family, your emotional foundation. The universe loves you. As far as the universe is concerned, you're a leader and you're a star. And then we have this is about your ability to, you know, like to have your own family, to have your own dreams, your creativity, all the beautiful gifts that you were blessed with. And then this is about your daily routines. Like, is there something you're doing in your daily routines that is, you know, causing you to have bad habits that are causing you to go in this direction instead of going in this direction? And so this is the energy. You can tell if this is coming from inside of you and it's something that you need to change within yourself. If you're asking, like, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? That is internal forces. So we're going to look now and see what the external forces are that are involved here. And I'm going to take that off the bottom of the deck. Yikes. Okay, so we've got competition here. So this is my Mean Girls card. And quite often, this is about being bullied quite often. And it's like when people are a star like this and they're born to be a star, quite often other people get jealous, and bullies bully other people because they don't feel adequate. And so bullies will do their best to bring other people's vibration down to their level rather than having to do the work to raise their own vibration. And quite often it's because this energy here creates bullies. Like if you're treated in a certain way when you're a child and you don't see any way out of it, you could be in foster care. There could be a lot of things. Like I'm getting some energy here of a parent in prison and like not having a solid father figure, or, you know, that kind of energy. And maybe not having family, maybe having been, you know, in the system, in the foster care system for years and years. I'm just getting that kind of energy. And this card, like it's my Mean Girls card, because this is about people that will use other people to get what they want. And it's because they have a kind of an immature attitude towards competition, and they don't realize that they're not in competition with you. They're in competition with themselves. We all are here to, our purpose is to fulfill our ability to be the best version that we can be. And so you're not really in competition with other people. You're in competition with this inner battle. This is more, that's what the real competition is. And so, you know, these are like narcissistic cheerleaders. They, you know, they'll do anything to win. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will. And so I feel that energy coming in here. We have, this is the Six of Coin. So this is about planting seeds. And so when you're in this Leo energy and you're, you know, planting and you have 6 pentacles to plant, then you're already a good way along your journey to having like this happiness. This energy is saying plant seeds so that you can reap a harvest, and just focus on that. Don't focus on the other people and how well they appear to be doing, because there's quite a few people that appear to be doing really well these days, but they're actually really in debt a lot. So this is saying knowing how to use your abundance, what you have now, to plant more seeds so that you can have a better future. And so this is about, who are you going to give to? That's what this is. Who are you going to give to? Who are you going to take from? And how much are you going to give, and how much are you going to take, and how much are you going to let other people give and take from you? And this is the scales of justice are here. And that's because this beggar is receiving coins because they really need them, and this person is wise and realizes that, whereas this person already has something in their pocket and they don't really need it. So this is about being wise in your choices. Like what seeds are you planting right now? Yeah, and there's been disappointment in the past. I'm getting that. These last 2 cups are a struggle. And I feel like there's some energy here of feeling like you're not doing as well as you think you should, because this is about disappointment. And if you look here, there's 3 cups here that are like there's 3 here, and I feel like it started off strong and then it was harder and harder to get these last 3 cups, and now you're being handed a 4th cup by the universe, and you're like, I don't want more of the same old shift. I need like a good cup. So this is the energy of taking higher ground and recognizing that this could be a good opportunity for you, like a correction here, this energy of the new moon and the full moon. Scorpio's deep, dark, cold energy, deep emotions, really like, if you've ever gone scuba diving, when you dive, the deeper you go in the emotional waters there, the colder and darker it becomes. And that energy is just kind of like, it can really weigh you down, and then you just think, the cups just keep getting worse instead of getting better. But the universe is saying, no, you're destined for this fulfillment. And the energy is moving forward. You need to make a choice here. How are you going to achieve your goal here? And here we have it. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here. And so the Queen of Pentacles is really focused on that pentacle. And so this is, we've got 6 pentacles here, and now we've got the Queen with another one and this cup of happiness. So the cups represent romance, or a partner that would benefit you, or it can represent something that you love to do, something you've always wanted to be. And this is talking about, like, you don't have the money to do it, and if you had the money to do it, then you would just go do it, but you can't do it because you don't have the money. It's that kind of energy, talking in circles, I'm getting. And so the Queen of Pentacles is really well known for using her intuition. She can make something out of nothing, and she's known to go after quality rather than quantity. So she doesn't just go spend money on things just because she has the money, or give it away to people that she shouldn't. She knows when to give, when to take, how much to give, how much to take. And she's focused on that pentacle right now because she knows that if she stays on course and she stays on track, that she will receive this happiness. And recognize that the Queen of all the queens and the kings and the figures in the tarot are actually not about gender. So this could be a male in their feminine energy, or a female in her feminine energy. Justice. Okay. So you might have been stolen from. You may have that could be what's happening to you, and you might be in fear right now. Because there's more than one person here that is trying to take your money from you and trying to take your happiness from you. There's all sorts of scenarios that this could be, but justice is coming in, and justice is she's sitting on her throne, and there's the 2 pillars that on either side of her, and justice is talking about. It can be justice in the court system. It can be justice in like God's justice, the karma from the universe being meted out. And it can also be about spiritual justice, like, across the veil from ancestors to descendants. So this could be an energy that your family was stolen. That's been coming up quite a bit lately too. So this could be something your ancestors went through, or the energy of your ancestors dealing with life in this way, and you needing to take the advice of the cycles of the moon, and not like in the new moon, we find new ways to be able to accomplish what we need to do, and in the full moon we release what's not working and release our fears and etc. And that's why quite often the full moon, if anyone's ever worked in the bar industry, or like at a club, or at a hospital, or the police know about it. When there's a full moon, emotions run really high because they're very full, and that's when people can get really kind of crazy in their behavior. And then we have the this card, which is like, looks like, oh, someone's been like, you know, stabbed in the heart, and this is like a heartbreaking decision. And so this is what this is saying: make the right decision, or you will be in heartbreak for sure. That's those three swords there are representing your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. That they're following your heart's desires, what you were brought onto this planet, what God and the universe intended for you, your destiny. And this is not the destiny that you are meant to be in. You do not want to be in a mental prison, and you do not want to be in a prison. And this is saying you may need to go speak to someone and speak your truth, and you know, hire a lawyer, something like that kind of energy, if that's what you need to do. But this is talking about someone that doesn't feel like they can speak their truth. And so there could be many reasons for that. But we have the first messenger coming in here. And that's like the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is coming in with this cup. And we've got one here, and we've got one here. So that it's saying, you know, hang in there. And the Knight of Cups is like about someone that's a young adult to, like, you know, someone that's like probably like marriage, getting into marriage age. And the cup often represents someone that wants to move into a more mature way of being, maybe propose to someone, or start a business that they love to do, that kind of energy. The Knight of Cups is your typical knight in shining armor. Like the horse and the rider are in sync together, and he's got this cup, and he's like, he knows what he wants. And so that's the energy of, you know, and what he knows is he wants to do what he loves, he wants to be what he loves, and he wants to be with people who love him and who he loves. And so a lot of this energy, I'm feeling it's really challenging right now, but recognize you're a star and you are meant to lead. You're like, this is something that you, I'm just getting like, when people get into this energy here, this is what is sort of out of your control, and the people that are out of your control that you don't, like, this isn't something that is inside, this is an external force, and you'll find yourself saying, what the EF happened? What happened here? Like, I did all this work, and I did my meditation, I did all the, like, I went to school, I took all the steps, I worked hard to become a master at my skill set. I lined up these cups, and I was so close to my fulfillment. Why is this happening to me now? So this energy here is about commitment, marriage, partnerships. So this is about friendships also. Like, who are you hanging out with? You know, if you take your dog to the dog park and one dog has fleas, you'd be amazed how much work it can be to clean them up in your own home. And it only takes one dog, right, that you're hanging out with. And so the transformation is here. This card is about transformation, and I feel like there's a better cup here for you. And you just need to go inward and hold back a little bit before you make any rash decisions like a teenage boy. And recognize that we all get disappointed in life, and that many times, if this was like a cup of love and something went wrong with your romance, recognize that rejection quite often is God's protection. So sometimes when things go backwards, it's because you're being protected. And then we have the higher learning and like really understanding how to build those pentacles. And the energy here is perhaps you didn't get to where you were going because of this energy. And the universe doesn't want to hand you that. God doesn't want to say, here, take all this so that they can steal it from you. This is a form of protection until you're mature enough to be able to lead. And maturity comes at different ages for different people. This is an energy, it's not an age. And then we have the Justice card is in the position of your career, your reputation, your public image. And so this is about building a career by being a really strong leader. And then this is about blessings and friends and you know, humanity. And I'm just getting that, that for some people, they haven't had an easy childhood, and they don't have a lot of backing. But despite that, you're doing really well. So don't do something rash now. And then we have the spirituality. So people are like, okay, so if you're saying, oh, I'm not a spiritual person, I'm not religious or whatever, that's okay. But recognize that everything that manifests as matter in physical form in the 3D is a thought first. And that thought is put into matter. And that happens on the spiritual realm. So this energy is about, you know, loving yourself, even if you don't feel like you have that right now. And, you know, if this energy is resonating with you, you're probably not enjoying it, but maybe you are. You've enjoyed some of it. So go back to that energy of enjoying your life and remembering, like when you've had some success, it's easier to have more success. So, you know, if you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment. Let me know what's happening. I would be interested to see. There's been a lot of this kind of sneaky, weird energy coming in the last like few days when I'm doing my readings. And I feel like it's just also like a global state. It's like a lot of people are going through this. Even if you feel alone, recognize that a lot of people are confused right now and like, what the heck is happening on this planet? And so, you know, just let me know. It really empowers me when you leave comments and likes, because it helps me build my channel. I'm going to clarify this. I really want to see, okay, what's this about? And whoop, the cards are jumpy. So this is my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. And I began it in 2007, and I completed the 64th painting in 2020. And I've had these cards out when I didn't have all the paintings done for several years in psychic fairs and at my seminars, etc. And now this is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light, and there's some very big dragon paintings, and like dragons like to go big. So it's taken me a while. I'm an artist, so I really enjoyed the process. But now I am getting ready to bring this oracle out into physical form, and I'm gathering information for the booklet that goes with it. And I have the numbers of the paintings on the cards here that I'm using, and I will have them listed in the description box below in the order that they appear. If you want to go to talesfromthevector.com, that's TAILS. Oh, here we almost. My cards are jumpy, so I just want to see if somebody jumps out here to clarify this. And yeah, you can go to talesfromthevector.com, that's TAILS, to look up the paintings and see if there's some more information there with each of the paintings that might empower you a little bit here. So we have clarifying the underlying energy is a transition is happening. So this energy of being disappointed, this energy is coming from outside of you. So don't let other people's disappointment become your disappointment. That's what this energy is saying. And that can talk about your ancestors or your descendants as well, right? Depending on what age you're at. But the death card is not about death usually, like a physical death. It's more about a transition in the way of the old energy moving into the new. And that's what the moons are about. And then the underlying energy defining the fulfillment, like what's in the way here, is degradation. So this is like other people seeing your potential and seeing you're a star, and they want to bring you down to their level instead of rising up to yours. And so this energy is like, especially if you were a young child and you didn't have the happy family life, and you've had to, you know, be parenting yourself for a long time. Recognize that the degradation does not belong to you. It belongs to the people who would do that with you. And like right underneath that, is the star. So I'm getting, again, it's saying, this is in my deck, in my oracle, this is innocence. And innocence is a choice to be innocent like a child, like to have this love for life and want to do good and want to have fulfillment, regardless of how you've been raised or whatever. And it's saying again, you are a star. Don't let others degrade you. Don't degrade yourself. And we have the energy here. Denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. Yeah, it will hurt you. If there's some sneaky energy that you don't know about, you could be getting set up, or you could be just within yourself, stopping yourself from getting opportunities because of this energy. And then we have a father figure coming in. So yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I keep getting that the energy is of not having a strong father figure is the energy I'm getting here. And we have the Lovers on this. So yeah, I'm getting there could have been some disappointment with a partner that you love. And especially if it's that younger teenage boy energy. A lot of times people like, because the Cancer energy, which is right before, is the adolescent girls. And adolescent girls can be really dramatic and really emotional. But a lot of times, you know, statistics show that when younger men are hurt in love, it hits them really hard. And because they're taught not to show their emotions, quite often it hits them harder than people even realize. And then we have the Trauma Queen here. So this is, again, that energy of not getting caught up in other people's drama. Just stay focused. Keep going. You're doing good. Like, you're doing really well, actually. And because I'm getting this energy is being successful quite young. And sometimes that happens. We become really, you see that sometimes people will be really successful when they're younger, like in sports or whatever, and then it doesn't work out, like, and they don't end up at the Olympics, or they don't end up on the team. But like that that work that you put into learning about competition and learning how to you know, talk to yourself so that you can achieve great things, that is something that can never be taken from you. And then we have the energy of mother's worry. Yeah. So I'm just getting that this is someone that didn't have like, if you haven't had a strong foundation when you were younger, then you may need to reparent yourself, you know, and recognize that God loves you, and you were put on this earth to be a star and to shine bright, and that you deserve this fulfillment. And, you know, the only person you're in competition with is yourself, and thoughts, you know, that you're not. Yeah, and the lack of awareness. So it's just an immaturity about competition. But when you're not aware of what's really happening, it can cause you to miss out on a lot of opportunities. And then clarifying the external forces, it's the perception. So thinking the grass is greener on the other side, but then finding out it was fake. That's kind of describing this energy for sure. That, you know, being talked into something and that's out of your character, and then realizing, like, what was I thinking? I was on this path. I was willing to do the work, because green grass is possible when it's real, but it requires work. It requires dedication. It requires planting seeds, nurturing the seeds, putting the energy in, cutting it, fertilizing it, that energy. And that's the same as when you plant seeds for your future. You're planting seeds for you to move forward. The Sagittarius energy is about expansion versus contraction. So this energy is very contracted. And right now, I was looking it up because this has come up in my last reading, or in Gemini reading. And Gemini is the opposite of Sagittarius. And we're in Sagittarius energy now in December. And that's that energy is about adventure and expansion and learning more and all of that energy. But right now, the Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius energy, which would bring that out, especially in this month, is stuck back in Cancer energy. And Sagittarius is fire. And when you pour too much water on it, like that energy, Jupiter's stuck in Cancer, which is all about staying home. Like, Cancer energy loves their home so much that they'll actually carry it on their back so they don't have to leave it, kind of energy. It's the crab energy, right? And also, when that Cancer energy, when those emotions get really troublesome, Cancer energy, if there's a bucket of crabs that have been captured and one of the crabs tries to escape, the other crabs will grab the crab that's trying to escape and drag them back down. And that's the kind of energy I'm feeling here. It's like the Sagittarius energy of Jupiter and good luck and good fortune. It's being held back for everybody right now because Jupiter is stuck in Cancer. And it will be coming out soon. So I feel like this is just, chill out energy. Don't make rash decisions right now for anyone. And dissemination of information is another tactic. And so this is about tactics are, tactics that other people use on other people, governments use on people, and also tactics we use on ourselves. And we're all very easily using, like when we decide as people not to use those tactics, then other people won't be using them on us because we won't abide by it. So dissemination of information is like when politicians speak and they might talk for 10 minutes and you don't, like, they didn't say anything, that kind of energy. And it's also about believing in your own press. So if you start believing that you have limitations and that you're never going to get what you want unless you do it in a sneaky way, and you start believing in that energy, it's not going to benefit you. And then we have the Gemini. So that's that Gemini energy, the Gemini full moon. I'm getting that it's going to be an emotional moon. It's that energy of, and Mercury being in retrograde. Mercury is coming out of retrograde soon. And I feel like with this full moon on December 4th, I feel like a lot of people are going to feel quite emotional, but it's going to be, I feel like emotions are going to be running really high because it's Gemini. But, and that's kind of a back and forth energy. But at the same time, I feel like it's going to be a real big relief. And because then because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and that energy will be released along with the Jupiter energy, which is about good luck and adventure, will be able to come out of that emotional state, being held, because there's nothing that Sagittarian energy dislikes more than being contraction when they want to expand. And that's what being held back in Cancer energy feels. You think about water being poured on a fire, right? It goes out. So the scotoma is like not being able to see We all have little areas in our eyes where we have scotomas where we can't actually, it's like a blind spot, but we don't really notice them because we don't see the full spectrum anyway. But the scotoma in your life is when you can't see something that everybody else can see, or you can see something that everybody else can't see. So you might have people telling you, well, that's not possible, but you can see it is possible. It can go both ways that way. And then it could be something no one can see. And that's kind of this energy that we're going to be in. And this energy of a full moon, and it comes up about 3 days before and 3 days after. And the energy has been so coming up in every reading almost that I've done. And that's why I decided to start doing the astrological readings. I was planning on doing it, but I decided to do it now because I feel like this is important because it's towards the end of the year also. And I feel like a lot of people are feeling this right now. And I feel like it's going to change very soon here, very soon. And it's going to be a different energy. What it is, we'll find out. So here's another tactic, right? So destruction. So you don't want to be in this mood, oh, well, I'm just going to wreck everything I've already done, and I'm going to just whatever. And so you want to be like, you don't want to be going backwards in progress. You want to recognize that the movement is forward. And sometimes the movement will feel contracted like it does right now. But I feel like on this full moon, and even 3 days before, we're going to start feeling like, a little bit of relief here. So I hope that this has been of benefit to you. I've found it beneficial for myself. It's reminding me to just chill out. So don't get your emotion. Don't let your mind and your emotions run you. Run your emotions and your mind. So do please like and comment and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of this channel. It really does empower me and I really appreciate it. I will be doing another reading for you, Leo, for the middle of the month after this reading comes out. Bye for now.